So good day, goblins and adventurers. NPCs can really make or break your campaign. As a DM, I think it's really important to have good and varied NPC. And that's the biggest issue. We all have these NPCs we always rely on. And if you say, no, I changed the name, I changed the place, well, if your NPC that works at the shop is always an angry guy that always try to haggle with all the players that come in and doesn't like elves and stuff like that, it's the same guy. Even if you change the name, it's the same person. So it's important to have varied NPCs.
We have created an NPC generator.
Dalen has created an NPC generator. I want to say I have nothing to do with this. I think it's an amazing work of genius that Dalen had, and I'm going to use it for any of my game in any system. Just to tell you, the system is in the GM tools in Battle for Diratia, but you can use it for any system, for sure. It's really concentrated on how the character is played as a role. It's really concentrated on how you should improvise this character, how you should react. It's not a generator of like races or stuff like that, or basic physical trait. It's really a generator of how you're playing the character as a DM, which that's a thing that most DM have difficulty with, The mannerism, I'm just gonna say, it's one of the part in this generator is amazing, because there's some stuff that most of it you can do it on yourself while reading it. Like, I can play someone who always laughs and is always smiling. I can play someone with a, grouchy structure, posture that doesn't care too much and who's a bit rough or rude with you. Or, I can play someone who's really famous and popular, but is also fidgeting constantly with something in his hand, like I'm always doing, and Dalen has been doing for the last 5 minutes. Because that's what these characters are. They're humans. They're people. And so Dalen, I don't think knew in advance how much I love his NPC generator.
No,
I'm
a bit surprised now.
I think I didn't tell him. I thought it would be a good surprise. I kept telling him, yes, we need to film this video, and he didn't really know why, but that's because it's so good, and I really think you should use it. So, do you want to go ahead and try to create a character?
Yeah, so basically when you want to create a character using the BFD NPC generator, you simply take a regular set of dice, a D with 100 faces, 20 faces dice, 12 face die, 8 face die, and 2 6-sided dice. So you simply take all of those dice together, you roll them, and you have a new personality.
It's insane, eh?
We have a 6.
For the values and goal?
Yeah.
So, freedom. So someone who's trying to be free and promote freedom.
Really, the values and goals are what everything of the character's personality needs to revolve around. So this is the single most important thing for that character.
Yeah. So second one?
So second thing, we're going to check the mannerisms. So D20, and we have a 20.
So wild gesturing.
So this character likes to gesture a lot when he's talking.
Yep. It's someone, who really put their points in your face.
And we have a 12.
For trait?
For the traits.
So he is stubborn. Oh, I love this character already. Next one, so it would be his reputation.
So his reputation is a 5.
5, so known by locals and despised. So he's known by his peers, but he's not very liked by people around him.
And the last thing for political views is 5 and 3. So 5 means that, fittingly, he loves freedom.
Yep.
And 3 meaning that he loves economy. So we have a merchant who likes freedom of economy.
I'm not sure I would see it as a merchant, personally. Someone who likes freedom and wants to free people through economy, but is hated by locals, is an interesting kind of character, for sure.
A lot of people in town know him, and most people in town don't really like his face because he's too intense with his wild gesturing, and he's stubborn about his points that freedom of economy is the best thing for society.
But that's what I mean. I wouldn't create that character. That's what I like about this generator. Others generator will create character you're used to. This is not a character I'm used to, which makes it way more interesting and challenge me as a DM to go further.
And to play different characters.
Because I'm never playing with large gesture. I'm rarely playing character that will be stubborn with the players. You give them suggestion and they're like, no, you cannot take my freedom by asking me to do that. Like, this is not a normal person, but it's such an interesting person. You know, it's such a different type of person. So I think it's great, but let's create another one.
Okay,
let's go ahead.
Just for you, a second character.
One. So let's create a second character. So this time I will do what I would normally do. So I will call him Grum.
What's his job?
Would be a hunter.
And what's his race?
Orc. I didn't need the generator for these ones because I can just find them depending on the situation. If I want an orc hunter, I will get an orc hunter. I won't get an elf magician, which is what I don't like about most stuff.
Okay, so we have a 10 for goals and values.
So 10 is intelligence.
So this hunter...
Yes, he's an intelligent hunter. That's the first thing.
It doesn't mean he's intelligent.
Oh, he values intelligence.
Maybe his goal is to become more intelligent.
That's really interesting. But let's go ahead.
We can still interpret it depending on... his mannerisms is 7, so... He fidgets constantly.
Fidgets constantly, one of my favorite ones.
And then his traits, we have a 12 again, so he's also stubborn.
Yes, 2 12s in a row.
And he is famous.
Famous and hated. So everyone know him. Everyone don't like him.
Well, famous, again, doesn't mean everyone knows him.
Yeah, that's true. But I would say that how I see famous is that if you ask the bartender of the local tavern, he will know him as a local.
It's logically.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe the lord of the town next door
but also
heard about him and says, oh, no, not this guy.
Yeah. But also you need to think that your character, if you create a prince...
famous is going to be a lot wider.
Exactly, because famous in that sense, or even his political alliance, like the political of just like the Horde Hunter won't affect as much as the world as if the political alignment of a prince or something like that. But it's still important to know it when you create a character. So, political?
So political, we have a 4 and a 1. So that means that he is libertarian.
Oh.
And capitalist.
Oh, so I see what type of people he is. So you see, you have Grum, the hunter, who's always fidgeting, and he has a new technique, you know? Like when he hunts, he finds the best way to sell his merchandise for the highest price possible. No law is going to stop him if the police tries to arrest him. He's just going to say he doesn't have anything. He's going to pass the bar, no problem. If you need ever something passing, just make sure to fill out the proper form before you ask him for a certain type of meat, but he will get it for you. So you see, you have like the most interesting guy like I've done in years. I like this character. He doesn't even exist. We did it like on the spot, and it's so different.
It didn't take long to generate it. So you can generate a character that's very interesting, and he almost has a backstory now.
He has one. I mean, really interesting character. He's just not a character I would have thought out of my brain, but this generator can make it. And what's also interesting is that you need to not forget that this generator has 6,912,000
different options,
different character possible. So this is insane.
And that's not counting the name, the profession, and the species that you decide by yourself depending on the situation.
It's a great tool. I really recommend getting BFD. Even if you get BFD just for this tool, I think it's worth it. So, 6 million possible characters. I think that's pretty good,
So tell us in the comments what's your favorite NPC you've ever met in a role-playing game. We're really interested in knowing more about the characters that you've met in your games and that have really impacted your experience. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you in the next adventure.